Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. It's another massive game in the Premier League on Saturday evening. Yes, a very, very weird time for it, I have to say. It is Liverpool against Leeds United match preview. And I'm delighted to say that joining me once again is Mr. Karl Levy. How are you, Karl?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. I know it's quite hot as well because I was busy cooking. And Helen's parents coming over because she's going out for I can't say because I don't want her friend Ashley to be thinking they're going out tomorrow. So yeah, it's been quite busy, but other than that, I'm all good.
Good, yeah, and I mean, it's Liverpool Leeds yet again. How are you feeling going into this one?
Listen, after watching Jesse Marsch, well, we talked just about it a bit. This is going to be make or break for one man. Jesse Marsch really is. It's going to be interesting to see if will he go after this weekend? No, time will tell. But as I say, Leeds are not being in good form, and I think now we're seeing the fans' frustration really coming out for quite a while. And it's been hectic. It's been very hectic.
It has indeed. But we'll go into the chat to say hello to a few people. Good afternoon. Jesus Christ. Good evening, Nicola. Thank you for tuning in. Into next Yugoslavia FC. You're obviously on the show on the Wednesday, I think it was, for the Ajax match reaction. So thank you very much for tuning in again. And good to see you in here. And hello, Hannah, as well. Let's kick things off with your season so far. I mean, it was looking so good for you at one point. I mean, you beat Chelsea by 3-0. But ever since then, it is no wins in 8 games. How are you feeling being 18th so far this season?
Really disappointed. Really, really disappointed. I think for the first time now that Jesse has to take the part of the blame, but it has to be blamed on the board again. The board has failed to try to, to learn from the mistakes. They can't learn from the mistakes. I think Victor Ortega, he's not learned from his transfer dealing, still hasn't. Rezan, he's still not even trusting himself. And Angus Kinnear coming out with comments saying, "Oh, we're happy with the transfer, but that's all we need to do." It's just a huge mess. It's a huge, huge mess. And when we beat Chelsea, we thought that would kickstart a season. And, I think not getting those wins against Villa, Everton, Brighton, Southampton, it's disappointing in my fight. It's really disappointing. And now we're in the bottom 3. It's really we're angry at the moment. For Leeds fans, it's very angry because we don't know what is going on. Why are we keep losing matches when we start so well, especially against Fulham last weekend, where we did took the lead? And I felt for myself, Fulham were going to be coming to us. And after we were 3-1 down, I thought this is the wake up call now for Leeds United. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking at the table here, and it's like you've got 9 points from 11 games, which is very, very disappointing considering like the start you made. You actually had a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, unexpected win against Wolves. Really very unexpected, but we did win. And then, like I said, against Chelsea, came at home, and Chelsea was just going for their transition, and it just proved to us. And I think we just didn't think we were going to get so many draws out of, against Everton, Aston Villa. For example, they were the 2 games we should have won, to quite honest with you. And then being on a loser run, and especially the way against Arsenal, we lost 1-0. We had so many chances. It's the tactic is no one knows what the tactic is. It's just it's on. I won't say gung ho because that used to be Bielsa, but I said just no one knows what to do. No one knows what to do with their roles. No one knows like Bamford up front. How Jack Harrison has been criticised this season fairly as well. It's been a huge. It's been and especially against Leicester as well when decided to defend so badly. That just said it all completely aware of where the fans will start to chant about Jesse Marsch, and it was very verbal.
I know. I watched the game actually between Leicester and Leeds with Chris, obviously Leicester till I die, and I was actually on his channel watching that game.
Yeah.
And there was one point where I was like, well, the substitutions he made were very, very interesting, I thought, as well. And I think there was a section of the Leeds crowd saying, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Things are not well at the moment, are they?
No, the fans are very, very divided, and it's a huge wake up call at the moment. You know, I think at the moment we'd be focusing too much on looking at trying to get into Euro, but we're not even yes, we are a big club, but we're not a big club at the moment in my eyes, because we're still trying to be, I don't know. I think we're still running as a championship club. We're supposed to be in the Premier League. You know, that's the problem. And for me, you know, when we sacked Bielsa, we thought, okay, you know, see what Marsch is going to do towards the end of the season and see where he goes. Yes, I know he's in his contract. And he's saying that he's never lost many games, but looking at his record, I think he lost that 6 out of 7 at New York Red Bulls. And I think the same at Salzburg, similar to Salzburg, and also Leipzig as well. So I don't know what he was saying in that press conference yesterday. I did not get that one at all, because he has lost quite many games in his start of the season. So I don't know why he was coming out. I know he's angry. He has a right to be angry, you know, but he has got to look at himself in the mirror thinking, you brought the coaching staff in to help make a difference. For crying out loud, you brought coaching staff in that was from bloody from Borussia Dortmund, and it still doesn't get, you know, the satisfaction that we need. So I don't know. I think the fans are on point. Some fans want Sean Dyche, you know. Hi, Rebecca. I mean, one, two fans want Sean Dyche, want the Dyche ball. I'm like, oh my god, can we get any lower than this? You know, so
yeah, it's not the best. It has to be said, but obviously, you know, we are still early into the season. But yeah, Leeds' season hasn't been great so far. Good evening, James. Thank you for tuning in, mate. Good to see you in here. And John Conway's in. Hello, John. And as James says, hit the likes and subscribe. Nicola thinks Leeds could pull off a 1-1 draw. Well, very, very interesting because I have to say the last 2 games, Liverpool have scored 9 goals without reply, and Leeds have scored 0. So that could be it's going to be a very, very interesting game.
It was Liverpool. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Let's call you guys off since we got back to the Premier League. So,
what has gone wrong this season?
Tactics, transfers, probably the transfers and the tactics has been the 2 biggest things. I think we don't know how to adapt when we are a goal down. That's been our main issue. We don't know how to deal with it, and especially with our game management as well, with the substitutions. You know, yes, it's an improvement from last season where we had a lot of kids on the bench, but it's been too defensive. It's been too defensive when we bring substitutions on. We're on the dance. We need to go. You know, Sierra has been taken off many times when he's been the best player, and you're putting Somerville on. And I know a lot of people have been mixed about Somerville as well, which is not surprising. I also think the transfer of where we've been so bad as well. I wish we kept Rafinha as well, because look at what's happening at Barcelona. He's getting treated by the fans badly, really, really badly. What about the club? And also, Calvin Phillips he's been injured for us since he got to Man City. And I think to myself, thinking, yes, we bought players, but the problem is we didn't get like an out-and-out striker, which we've been calling for over 2 years now. For 2 years now, and we're still not done.
Yeah.
And Ghost was only 19. He will develop, but we need striker who can score out chances. And I don't know why Andrea Mazzani, Angus Kinney, and Victor Ortega have not gone out and said, what do you need? And said, we need a striker. And you look what happened on deadline day where we try to get Papa Dieng, and he didn't come. And then also we were linked with Wang, and it's been a mess. It's been a mess to ground here.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think everyone's been saying as well. Losing Rafinha has been a blow. I think losing 2 of those key players like Calvin Phillips. I think everyone kind of expected them maybe to move on at some point. Maybe not this season, but obviously when Manchester City come in, it's really, really difficult to turn it down. Where Rafinha, Barcelona come calling, I think is almost impossible to turn that down, and it allows them to go and further their careers. And it hasn't been great for Rafinha Barcelona yet, but it should be getting better as well. But I think losing two of those players, and look, I think as well you have to say that Sinistra is a very, very good sign. I watched him in the Europa Conference League final for Feyenoord against Roma, and he was probably Feyenoord's best player. So I think the thing is, I think Leeds just need to see what is their best formation, because I don't think Jesse Marsch knows his best team. And I've been one of these people that have been saying this for a while. I don't think he knows his best team. I don't think he knows the best players to play. And I don't think you can get Rodrigo and Patrick Bamford in the same team because they're two similar players.
Absolutely, that is really true. You got two similar players like Bamford and Rodrigo, and especially with the formation playing a 4-2-3-1. I just feel like you look at what Newcastle are doing, they're playing a 4-3-3. I don't know why Leeds could do that, because you could put Click in that midfield along with Rocker and Adams, and you can see probably a big difference with that one. And you have Harrison, Harrison or Sincierso on either side, and then you play Rodrigo up front. It could work. It could work really well, but the problem is we don't know what our best squad is. We have, especially on the left, we've got issues with the left back position as well, and also the fact is when we saw the example of Leon Cooper was not playing the other day. That raised questions. Really did. I'm thinking we're gonna lose this game because he's all I can hold that defense, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing all over at the moment, and I think the fans have really been frustrated since the start of last season. And I think this is we try to forgive the board completely. We really did, but I don't think some fans are forgiving the board at the moment, especially with Ranazani, that he should just sell to the 49ers and let them take over the club and put some money in, because at the moment it's dire at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, one of the transfers that really surprised me was Tyler Adams, because a player like that leaving Leipzig was very, very interesting. I think that he decided to come into the Premier League, and I think he's been one of your good signings. I think Aronson, I think he has been fantastic signing. For me, Christensen, I think he's going to be a very good signing as well. The one thing that just really, really worries me is I know you got Joel Robles as a backup to obviously Meslier.
And Chris Starkson as well. So there's
yeah. Are you worried Meslier might move on?
I think he will eventually. And it wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be Spurs, because I think they're going to get Hugo Lloris type of replacement. It wouldn't be surprised. And to be quite honest with you, Christensen was coming. Who's coming in? Chrysalis coming in was going to be his understudy. So we knew that that's the point. If he did change that, they would go that. But Meslier is probably been our bargain buys for £5 million while we're in the Championship. And if you're getting for something for 40 plus million, I think we'll have to take that, because he is going to be the French #1 goalkeeper after Lloris probably retires, maybe after this World Cup. And he's got Lafront, and also other goalkeepers in that French team to compete with. So I think for him, he probably will get a big move. I think he will go to Spurs, which it won't be surprising. Spurs has always been that target for quite a while to him. So they want a statue like Lloris has.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think it's safe to say Lloris is he's a little bit hit and miss, and I think he needs definitely some competition. James says it there. Losing Rafinha is a blow for Leeds. Yeah, certainly is. Leeds started well, but since the 3-0 win over Chelsea hasn't been the greatest, I think losing Rafinha is a big loss to Leeds. Yes, absolutely. It was good that Leeds needed a striker. Bamford is too injury prone, and you can't rely on him to come back banging in goals every week. Also, losing a player like Phillips is a real blow. Leeds aren't playing the soccer they wanted. Yeah, that is very, very true. Indeed, Leeds are falling apart again. Hello, Ant. Hope you're good. Hello, True Red. Are you still buzzing? I bet you are. Robles is a solid backup keeper, just there when you need him in case of injuries or suspension to Melia. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think that's what we needed as well. So I think that's what we needed because I think after with Casilla, we knew that Robles was going to be a decent backup.
Oh,
I think
honestly, Casilla is one of the worst goalkeepers I think I've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. And we tried to get Romero from Manchester United. That was not going to happen. And then Robles was a decent signing because that's what Messi needed as an understudy. He needed an understudy because I think if he does go to a big club, I think Joe Robles will be a good mentor for him, really completely. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It would just be so Leeds for him to win this game tomorrow night to build momentum from that. Yeah, it's that kind of game where you kind of look at it like Leeds are not in the best of form. We're not in the best of form anyway, but we're coming off the back of a 3-0 win over Ajax, and I think Leeds are coming off the back of a 3-2 defeat against Fulham, and some of the defending in that game was laughable. To be honest,
I couldn't watch that game. It was too much for me. I just didn't watch the game. It was too much for me.
Yeah,
and I think when I kept hearing the Leanne Sanderson was on Sky Sports News, I'm like, oh my god. I thought, I just got frustrated, and I just couldn't be bothered for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. Hello, Brian. Hope you're good. And tally ho all. And it says Gary. I hope you're well as well. Now, I have obviously said in the title, Marsch to get his marching orders. Yeah, I know that's bad. I know that is very, very bad. But he has had the dreaded vote of confidence this week. So, could this potentially be his last game as Leeds manager? What do you think?
In my heart, yes. In my head, no. I think the Leeds board are going to be so stubborn as they usually have been doing since Rizzani took over the club 5 years ago. It's going to be that same scenario. He's going to be stubborn. The problem is with this at the moment, the Leeds board don't know what to do of trying to find a replacement. They don't know what to do. And yes, we hear about Sean Dyche. He wants to get back in the management. And I see one or two friends, on Twitter, changing it into Dyche ball. They're using him like, really, you want Sean Dyche playing that 4-4-2 formation, that Brexit football, that type like where pretty much you want to think, I'll bring my own guys. I'll bring Chris Wood back in on loan. I'll bring Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor's dead to me since the way he left Leeds, so that I wouldn't even take him back by a pinch of salt. I would just go into the fire than bringing him back. To be quite honest with you, So to be quite honest with you, I just worry about that. And who else? Rafa Benitez played at 4-4-2 as well. I don't know what could work for Leeds. I don't know who will be the right replacement. We talked about the guy from Border Glimt,
Knudsen.
Yeah, he's been talked about, but I just don't know. The board is running out of options at the moment, and I think to myself, thinking, this was your long-term replacement. Did you not look at the couple of games that he lost at the start of the season at his previous records? That said it all completely. And there's been talk about Bielsa coming back. I just couldn't see Marcel Bielsa coming back at the moment. I really don't. I think it'd be just the same thing again. It'd be just playing gung-ho football and lose. And then also new name we also be hearing is Poch. I'm like, Pochettino what come to a club? He wants a bigger club that is going to be in European football. He won't even come to a club like Leeds. I could not see that happening. I really could. Even if the board could try to waggle him, say, look, you can build something what you did try to do at Southampton, and then if you do well, we'll let you go if a big club comes back for you. But I don't think it's hard.
I mean, look, I think people will remember the fact that obviously Jesse Marsch did keep you up, and there was a lot. Like I remember you doing the watch along with obviously Dan, and obviously Burnley went down, and you beat Brentford as well, and I think Jesse Marsch was very, very emotional then. But looking back on the hindsight, do you think it has been a good appointment?
It's a hard one to say. It really is. I think it's split down in the middle with some people, and like myself as well, in the way that, yeah, he kept us staying up, which was really good. But matter of fact is, we just not being the same. You know, I don't know. I really don't know, and it's a hard one for me to say because I don't know what he could do. I think the other day he looked at his ball, he looked at his coaching staff last week, thinking, "What can we do? How can we do it?" And he was asking the coaches, and I don't think the coaches have helped him as much. I'm thinking, you know what? You had the option to get Carlos Corberan if he he's gone before he's gone to West Brom, because Carlos Corberan knows Leeds quite well. He knows the club inside out. He helped that team win in the under 23s. He could have been. He knows what to do. Could have had him, and now he's gone to West Brom. That could make a difference for them. I just really worry about this. You know, I'm glad he stayed. He's a nice guy. I'm glad he kept up, but I think the Premier League is kind of out of his depth at the moment. It really is.
Yeah, it feels like it's only a matter of time. Hello, Tom. Hope you're good. Another Evertonian in the chat. Good to see you. Of course, I'm buzzing still. You have to celebrate being the top quality size of the Premier League just a little bit more. Doesn't come around and happen very often. No, that's very, very true. And obviously, fair play to Nottingham Forest as well. Are you going to the game on Sunday, Luke? I don't know if you are or not. I know that. I think Door's going to Arsenal. So obviously need to wait and see. James has asked an interesting question. What are Leeds' intentions this season? Is it to get stability or aim much higher than that?
That's another hard one. We don't know what our intentions are. There was wanted stability, and there was some people want to aim higher than that. And it's been very mixed. I don't know what it is anymore. I'm trying to picture myself what my intentions, and I think I came to a conclusion with myself and my dad that finishing 17th is probably the best. Is minimum. Finishing 17th, that's probably been our best, because we knew if we were going to be in a relegation battle, we need to finish 17th to stay up. That's probably our other intention, because we've been away for 16 years. We're still not, still is at the moment. We're just still trying to get to grip. We should be get to grips in our first season, but we still have it. I think that, like I said, the ball has not learned from how to get to grips of being as a Premier League club at the moment, because especially we just don't know if, like I said, we got a year and a half from now from 49ers buying the club fully by the end of 2024. If they don't buy it, Berzani still probably have his majority share. But the problem is with Berzani is calling the shots.
Yeah.
And especially that's another issue. Ortega has been linked with Chelsea last couple of weeks. And even though he's not got it, but we still want him to go because he's been a really shitty director of football. We should have got someone in that got a better class. And we're also dealing with a little legal case with Kevin Augustin from Leipzig, where we got him on loan, which I think now we have to pay nearly £20 million of the tribunal money, because it's now ruled in Leipzig's favour now. So we owe a lot of money to Leipzig as well after we just bought Adam. So we're still giving them nearly 40 million. So it's been a huge mess. It really has.
Certainly does. I knew what you meant, James. I knew what you meant. Don't worry. Survival says Brian Morris. Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you say, finish 17th. You're still in the Premier League. I mean, I'll sort of go back to that final day, because I, for one, didn't see Leeds staying up. I actually had a feeling Brentford would have, won that game, and albeit, that was a very, very good game for a Leeds fans, perspective. But how did it actually feel, knowing that you were actually on a live watch along with a Burnley fan, believe it or not? How did that feel? Was that a little bit surreal, like just watching with a Burnley fan, and then obviously knowing that one of you was going to be celebrating after it?
Yeah, it was very surreal, because before we went on air, I felt that this is either going to end one way or the other. It really was, and I have to realised that if we did get that draw against Brighton, I think we would have been down and out. Actually, if we did get that draw against Brighton towards the end of the season, I think we would have been gone. I really completely would have been gone because we were going to close to lose to Brighton, and it would have put us under pressure, being in the bottom three on the final day of the season. So that was it. It was a really surreal day. I said when Burnley got that draw against Aston Villa, I thought, bloody hell, they could have won that game and they could have put us under pressure. But
yeah,
as we knew that if Burnley were going to come out against Newcastle, we were thought, right, what's going to happen? But Newcastle wanted to prove a point, especially Eddie Howe, who was at Burnley for quite a bit. He just wanted to prove that he's still a good manager. I think we went to the game against Brentford. We thought, in a way, we felt like Brentford would be on their holiday completely. They really were, and which was come to surprise, and especially with towards the first goal, where Davirea just misplaces the ball, and the referee got in the penalty. That did turn around. We could have had a goal, for Gelhardt by the end of the first half, because we did take over Brighton for a bit. We played at 4-4-2 for a bit, and then I think the second half we did turn it up a bit, and then Brentford coming back, and then we didn't know what was going to happen because, yes, we knew Burnley was losing. We were drawing. We could have just took the draw and that was it. But to get that winner from that house to solidify our Premier League status was vital. It was very vital.
Yeah.
And it was hard for Dan as well because I'm good mates with him, and I like Burnley. What they've done as a club. Of spending within their means and being established Premier League for quite so long. It was just hard to say one of us to go down. It was really tough.
They're looking pretty good to potentially come back up. They are top of the Championship at the moment. There is a certain big game coming up as well for Dan. I can't remember the last time they actually had Blackburn. So that's going to be very, very intriguing, to say the very least. No, I'm not. Just personal issues from sorry to hear that, Luke. Hope your eye's all right. Don't do away games. I'm effing fuming that it isn't on TV. Isn't on TV? Wow, I'm surprised at that. So it's on a Sunday, and what the time of kickoff? You expected to be on Super Sunday? Oh, wait a minute. Sky have got two games, haven't they? They've got Fulham. They got Fulham Everton, haven't they?
They got Fulham Everton. I think that's the early kickoff.
Yeah, and then they've got Liverpool Leeds on the later one.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, so
that is very, very interesting. I didn't mean to. No. You didn't mean to insult anyone, Nicola. Do not worry about that. Do not worry about that. That was difficult to watch because back then I didn't discover Dan and his channel, so I watched it recently. And wow, fair play to you both. Yeah, it was just one of those streams where, like, I was on a stream like watching like obviously Liverpool lose the title. So obviously I know how it felt for me, but just seeing. I've never seen like Dan cry, but the thing is, right? If you don't show passion, you're allowed to show passion. You're allowed to cry. I don't get this nonsense that you're not allowed to cry on stream. Look, I've cried a few times when Livingston got relegated. I've seen Livingston get relegated. I've seen them go up and down the divisions, and I know how it feels to be relegated. So, no, fair play to you both. They don't put small goals on TV. Oh dear. Fulham Everton 5:30. Liverpool Leeds later after that, which is crazy. I know it's mental, James. I've no idea where they decided to have the Liverpool Leeds game at 7:45.
No, especially when there's strikes as well as not just strikes as well.
Oh, also, crikey, yeah, exactly.
Not just a train strikes, also cancellation as well as doing an upgrade. Train tracks being up closer for upgrades. At the moment, it's been a huge mess for Leeds fans to travel because they have to take the coach rather than the train because the train is cancelled because you can get a direct train to Liverpool, but you can't at the moment. So it's a bit of a mess for certain Leeds fans to get there. It really is.
Yeah, that is annoying. It's an emotional sport at the end of the day. Absolutely, James. Absolutely. I've cried before Everton games. Most of it was last season. Now, I did mention that the games last season, Liverpool scored 9 goals to Leeds 0. We'll just go back to those games. The 6-0 was kind of the beginning of the end for Bielsa, wasn't it?
It certainly was. It really was. And I think that's when the board should have done something, because this was after the January transfer window, and it just showed that there was a huge mess, and that when you were going to get against Spurs, we were going to lose badly. But the Liverpool one was especially after the Man United loss, losing 4-2, was the final nail of the coffin of the Bielsa era. It really was, and I think in a way it just summed up ourselves, where we played against you guys at Anfield last season. We were just the injuries we just had, and we were too man-to-man marking, which just gave too much space to you guys, and it just said it all completely. And I'm surprised losing such as 6-0 to you lot, and I think we lost 7-0 to Man City as well last season as well.
Yeah,
that should have said to us you're going down, but somehow we stayed up. That's the surprising thing, because results like that will say, yeah, you've gone down because you could record it. I think the 3-0 loss, at Ellen Road, when we did try to get into the game, and especially the way what happened with Harvey Elliott, the abuse was bad, which was so bad. It was out of order from us. It really was.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, it was quite tough losing to you guys, and especially the way at Anfield, we knew that Bielsa was gone. I think everyone could see it as well. I think Bielsa would have thought about it, but in his way, he thought he might still get a chance to stay at the end of the season.
Yeah, I have to say, I agree with what James says. The game at Ellen Road last season, Liverpool should have had 10. Mane should have had the match ball in that game. That's for the Anfield clash. It was men against boys in a nutshell. And yeah, that's the thing. I think Leeds gave Liverpool way too much respect. And we just played through you. We played through your defense. And I feel that there could be something similar happening on tomorrow, because Leeds are not in the best of form. We saw how easy it was for Leicester to get through your defence. We saw how easy it was to get to, we saw how easy it was for Fulham to get past your defence as well. So it just strikes me that this is the kind of game that if you want to put on a show, it would obviously be, at Anfield, and obviously, try and, silence the Anfield crowd. But, as you said, if you concede the first goal, you're likely to capitulate.
Absolutely. And I think there's also as well, when we lost to Fulham, the one player that we should have even kept that has gone to Fulham, which is Dan James, which was the surprising aspect. I remember. Do you know? I remember doing that. I remember doing the deadline day stream with you. Your face was a picture when that was announced. It was. I was perplexed. I just couldn't understand it. I know you were letting go cheaper to a probably relegation rival club, and he's actually done quite well to get in the team. And somehow he couldn't play this past weekend because he was ineligible. But he must be thinking, how the hell why did Leeds let me go? Let me go to Fulham, and I'm waiting the top. I'm playing for a team that's in the top half of the team at the moment. That's why Dad was questioning himself. I'm thinking that's what the fans were questioning, because you let him go to a relegation rival club. How can you let something like that happen to someone who was paid over the odds for him? But he could have been viable, especially he was trying to be impressed Marsch. I don't know why Marsch on the board thinking he needed to go. I just never understood that to this day. I still don't.
It was just one of those weird transfers that happened. Hello to John Lee. Your Liverpool league form's not. Yeah, our league form's not even great. That's a 3-2 Liverpool. Interesting. Celebres, Nunes score, and Rodrigo Sinistra goals. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And then he's gone 4-3-1-2 works. Alisson, Robbo, Van Dijk, Konate, Trent, Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott, Firmino, Darwin Núñez, and Salah. Yeah, well, we'll need to wait and see. Obviously. Yeah, we are very, very close to 2.2k. 19 away, I think it is. So very, very close. Yes, these are bad, but remember, Liverpool 4, Leeds 3. Yeah, absolutely. And James says, Dan James to Fulham was a bizarre move. I couldn't understand why Leeds decided to loan him out and send him out. I don't understand either. Don't understand for you. How is it for you both looking up to milk it while I can? Yeah, Dave. Yeah, I know. You guys have been absolutely magnificent.
Dave, can you actually hold the buyers out so we can be like you, please? Just to help us, you know.
Aye, absolutely indeed. But no, Dave, enjoy it. Definitely enjoy being up there because you guys deserve it. Obviously, looking from an outside point of view, what have you made of Liverpool so far this season?
Wow, well, I'm very surprised the way you guys have started this season. Very, very surprised. I think what you guys did not do over the summer is do what Man City do. Not get a striker, but to invest in that midfield, which has been an issue, is aging. And maybe the Salah deal took so long. I think it just took your ball off the park a bit of focusing on other priorities around the squad. And to quite honest, I think Jurgen Klopp 7 years, it's that 7-year itch for him, you know, especially that first game against Fulham, you know, disappointed to be 2-1 down, 2-1 down. And I think he's just been struggling of catching up with Man City. You know, you got the win against City, fair enough, but you just last week, when you saw you guys playing against Nottingham Forest, I just thought to myself thinking, they're out of ideas to try everything, but Dean Henderson, being the Man United all that, he's making a misery out of you, especially to you lot last week after the game. And I just feel there's a bit of an issue for Klopp at the moment. I just wonder if Klopp is going to be there beyond next season. That's another question, because what can the FSG needs to take a lot to blame for this, especially they could have done more in the summer. Yes, getting Núñez and Carvalho, fair enough. But when you let someone like Mane go, who did so much defending for you, that makes up a lot of huge points. And since he's gone, that you can see why Liverpool really struggled without him. I just feel like you could have done more in the midfield area, because with Henderson getting older, Thiago with his injury, I know Oxlade-Chamberlain's he's not what he used to be. There's a lot of improvement needs to be done for Liverpool, and I think now I do worry. Can you get in the top four? Maybe you can, but there's a lot of work to do. I don't think you will invest enough in January. I don't think you will.
Yeah, it's a case of just obviously wait and see. I think our Champions League form has been better than our Premier League form. I'll say that now. I think we've been better in the Champions League, and I just think as well that it's been a result of having 3 to 4 very, very good seasons. Now, I think the team is suffering from, I wouldn't say burnout, but I think it just needs refreshment. I think it needs refreshed in that midfield area. And we've seen as well that, our midfield is, injury prone, it's aging as well. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think we should have done a lot more in the transfer market, but we didn't, and we just have to keep going with the squad that we've got. But as far as Klopp, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is he? I think he is motivated to still do well as Liverpool manager. Don't get me wrong. There will become a time where people will be like, "Well, we need to plan without Klopp," and that day will come. But I don't think it will come anytime soon, because I think he signed till 2026. I fully expect him to still be there by 2026. It's whether or not, the other side of things, will Pep Guardiola still be at Manchester City by 2026? You never know. And, we shall see what happens. But I think we will get better before it gets worse. Let me just say that. Too bad Brendan Aronson not stepping up. Zachary Leahy hypes this player. To be honest, I haven't spoken to Zachary for ages. Seriously, Marsch needs to calm down a bit. Too many complaints in the media. Apart from that, I don't think Leeds have been so bad. but I still see Wales ahead of USA and England group to go through. Interesting. Well, I will say now, I will be doing World Cup predictions very soon. Very, very soon indeed. It's a club not willing to spend that much money on the midfielders FSG. We don't know if it. Yeah, I'm not getting into the FSG out, FSG in debate because that could be one hell of a podcast. That with so many different sides on the go. In terms of Liverpool, just pretty confusing. Finally, thought they had found the formula. Then Forest, too much pressure fired at Nunes to match Holland. I think has played with him, and why he's guilty of overplaying and being selfish. Yeah, but I think as well, Dave. I think Darwin Nunes. I think Paul Merson did. Obviously, I don't really like Paul Merson's opinions at times, but I think he has been a bit stop-start. He got sent off against Palace. He came back against Everton. You know, the goals will come for him. I mean, that chance he missed against Ajax. Look, the one chance he missed, he then goes and heads in a really difficult chance. You know, he's that kind of player. He's a confidence building player, and I just think that with the way that Leeds play, very very high line, very very high defensively, I think he will suit that. I think Darwin Nunes will definitely suit that. And look, I think Nunes will only get better. He will only get better. What have you made of Nunes actually so far?
I think there was too much comparison between him and Haaland, which was a bit stupid in a way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everyone thought Nunes was gonna do better than Haaland. I think even Paddy Pimblett, the USC fight, I think he was going to get Nunes was going to get more goals than Haaland. Well, that he was very wrong because Haaland was from the word go, and Haaland is kind of the finished article for City, where Nunes still isn't. Nunes still got a lot to develop, especially the way where he's come from. I just think there was too much pressure on him, especially being a big signing as well. I think. Especially with the first couple of games, he just needed to get to the Premier League. But also, I think that game against Palace, you can see if can he keep his temper the way he actually, in a way, put your headbutt Joachim Anderson. Bloody hell, that was a huge interesting thing. And then I think for him, looking on Wednesday night, he was a little bit greedy of not converting that goal. He could have converted that first goal and hit the post. It was an open goal. That was there for him. Haaland would have buried that instantly, completely, But I hope he does get better. But this comparison between who was going to be the better striker between Haaland and Nunes was way off the charts. I think that's where was brought by the media. I think they're two different strikers. Haaland can run off the ball in front of two defenders when the ball's gone either the left and the right hand side. Nunes more is a central person. He will go in the central between the two centre backs to try and convert his chances.
He likes to drift out left, and
as
we saw against Ajax, he was very very good. If we get three top quality mids over the next two windows, plus fill out the squad, I bet it should be okay. Ox Jones, K, and Milner all gone next time. Yeah, I agree. I think they will all be gone. Against FSG, James, they should have been better prepared for the transfer than the Liverpool are suffering. Plus, doesn't help with their injuries. No, absolutely not. Even Niall, hope you're good. 100% Tom, I agree with you there. James saying evening to Niall. Brian says Holland was a finished article when he signed for City. Nunes is still developing. Yeah, absolutely. He certainly has. Nunes just has done well. I think the comments many people saying he's a flop is way over the top. He's got more goals than Gabriel Jesus. That says it all, really. The fact that Gabriel Jesus is being touted as this very, very successful striker, and yet people are calling Nunes a flop, and yet Nunes has got more goals than him. But that doesn't suit everyone's agendas, does it? That does not suit everyone's agendas. It doesn't.
We'll see at the end of the season if Nunes will be the top goal scorer than Jesus, and that will prove a factor. Thinking, this side a good 50 million player, but he didn't score more goals. That's the problem. You want goals to be the top four. You need to be better out the other striker that is playing for another big club. So
it should be a very interesting game. Gary, I don't know what you've been drinking. 10
Oh,
0
smoking.
10-0. I don't see it being 10-0. I can say that. Yeah, just thinking against Forest, he was selfish at times. I'm not going to say he's rubbish, but just needs to play his game and learn the Liverpool style. Darwin Núñez didn't play against Forest, Dave. He was injured.
Yeah, it was Firmino was playing instead of him, actually.
Firmino, Elliott, and Salah. Firmino, Elliott, and Salah were the front three that day. Open going Champions League is just one of them. We've seen many strikers miss one like that. Never mind. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the goals will definitely come for Darwin. It will definitely come out. Liverpool fans doing angry streams about Núñez not being a flop. It's stupid. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. No, Núñez is available. Look, he is available. He'll definitely start on. He'll definitely start as well. 3-0 Liverpool. Okay, I remember the game he came on and didn't play across. Yes, Manchester City. That one was as well. Guys, we are 46 minutes in. Please get the likes up. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. And obviously get your starting 11s in the chat as well, because we will go on to starting 11s right now. So, how do you think... I'll ask you two questions. How do you think Jesse Marsch will set up for the game on tomorrow? And if you were the manager, how would you set up?
Jesse Marsch will play a bloody 4-2-3-1. He's going to do that regardless what team you play. I just think he's going to, like I say, start Mesley and go. And I think Ainley will come in. And I think depending on Lee Cooper's fit at the moment, it'll be Strike and Llorente, and then Pascal Strike on the left, Adams and Rocker in the two center midfield, defense midfields. I know Tyler Adams is fitness doubts as well. Sierra, interesting, can he get fit? And also Rodrigo and Joe Gerhardt. I think we have to play Willie and Gonto for. I think the time has come now to play, not to play Bamford. I think he needs to start getting the game, and I think Harrison will play. I think Rodrigo would be, or Somerville might be fit as well. So it could be that formation if any of that key players are not fit for the game. But in my mind, I would probably play more for 4-3-3 formation, because we could have a bit more an extra midfield. Can go help defensive midfield, can help with it, can make it into a back five where we need to, and I think that's what we could do better, So, and there's also use our wing backs to get up front to play behind our wingers. But I think at the moment, I just think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 at the moment.
Right. The big news, obviously, is that Thiago seems to be back, so he'll be back tomorrow. Konate looks like he could be back tomorrow as well. So this is my team. I'm going to go Alisson, obviously. For me, I think he's the best keeper in the Premier League by a long, long way right now. And you look at, obviously, Manchester City with, Ederson, Newcastle, Nick Pope. Nick Pope's had a very, very good time of it recently as well. Nick Pope has been fantastic, but I just think Alisson's been very, very good recently. So I think with Alisson Becker, I think Trent will keep his place. I think he'll play right back. I'm going to go Konate to come in. I think Konate to deal with Rodrigo's pace. I think to deal with Jack Harrison. And obviously to help out Trent whenever he goes walkies. Anyway, Van Dijk definitely, and then Robertson. Andy Robertson was man of the match for me against Ajax. Absolutely fantastic. He's coming back to his best. Then I think it's going to be Fabinho and Thiago, because I think Jordan Henderson is slight injury out because he got a whack on his knee, I think, against Ajax. So I'm hoping he'll be okay from maybe the bench, but I do think it'll be Fabinho and Thiago. Then I think it's going to be Darwin Núñez on the left, Roberto Firmino on the number 10, Harvey Elliott on the right, and then up front on his own, Mohamed Salah, because I think Mohamed Salah has been looking much better centrally recently. He seems to be picking up a few goals recently centrally as well, and I think I could have started with Carvalho. I think Carvalho has been a very, very good signing for us, but I just think if you're going into this game, I think Darwin Núñez is one of those players who thrives on games like these, and I think he'll he'll do well. So yeah, that would be my team. Anyway, Leeds Melly, Eileen Koch, Lorente, Stroik, Greenwood, Ananson, Roca, Gelhardt, Harrison, and Bamford. Interesting, Dave. Very, very interesting. Yeah. What's happened to Firpo? Is he out of favour?
I don't know what's going on at the moment. He was started. He started against Leicester, and I think after got sussed out, and then he dropped to the best. So I don't know what's happened with that one. I really don't. He was supposed to be more Jesse's favourites, but I don't know what's happened at the moment. I really don't. And yeah, you have to ask. I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian has gone Ali, Trent, DVD, Konate, Robbo, Thiago. Jesus Christ. I'll start again. Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott, Bobby, Salah, Núñez. 4-4-2 diamond thingy. Yeah, it could well be. It could well be. Konate needs to get in and stay in. No more injuries until the World Cup, please. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because I think as much as Joe Gomez has played, I mean, he's fantastic against Manchester City, and then West Ham, he obviously conceded the penalty. He was poor against Forest, and I think he had his moments against Ajax where he was a little bit hesitant. Let's just say that. So yeah, I do think Konate will start. I don't think he's going to go to the World Cup either. I don't think he's quite ready. Unfortunately, but there will be plenty times for obviously Konate in the near future. Like and subscribe, people, and Hulk smash the notifications bell to see when Douglas uploads and goes live. Had my join given him it after their last results, and I can be nice again until the reverse fixture. That is very, very true. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. Very well. Hello, Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Elliott, Fab, Jones, Salah, Firmino, Núñez. We shall see. Don't ask on score. Either 3-1 Liverpool or 2-1 Leeds. Well, Liverpool haven't lost at home since. Liverpool haven't lost at home with fans since the 23rd of April 2017. So it's been 5 years since. So, guys, this is the time to get your score prediction in. Right, Carl. I'll ask you two things. So, firstly, what do you think the score is going to be? And secondly, what would your heart over your head say for this one?
My heart says probably 2-1 Leeds if it turned up, but my head's going to be like 6-0. I just
6-0.
Yeah, I just fear about our defense at the moment. I really do, especially with the centre backs. I think if we get sussed out again, it's going to be a cricket score. I just think we're going to lose 6-0 in my head. I'm just like, yeah. But my heart, I wish I could say 2-1 because that could kickstart a season of trying to not screw everything up and get on with it.
Yeah. Do you remember the last time you guys won at Anfield?
Not since probably in round end of 2001. When we beat you 2-1, and it was yeah.
I think it was the game where Houli had his heart attack.
Yeah. I remember it quite well. So that's the last time.
I think that was the last time that we lost to you guys at Anfield. I've got to be honest. I think we get the first goal in this game. I think you capitulate. I really do. I'm not best thinking of your defense in this game at all. I mean, you've gone 6. I actually have a feeling this might kickstart our season. I'm going 5-0.
Yeah, not surprised.
I'm going 5-0. I just have a feeling that what is going to happen tomorrow is that I just don't think you're going to be able to deal with Núñez. I really don't.
No, I really don't. No, I know.
And I also think having Thiago back is absolutely massive as well, because we just need that We need that creator in midfield for me, and I just think that having him back is so important. But yeah, I am going to go. I am going to go Liverpool 5, Leeds 0, and I think that could potentially be the end of Jesse Marsch, because I don't think there's any way back after a heavy defeat. It wasn't really for Bielsa, was it? I mean, this kind of game is sort of going along those sort of comparisons, really. He lost 6-0. So we'll obviously need to wait and see. But I mean, Bielsa did actually survive a run. I think of Liverpool. What was it? Okay, I can't actually remember, but the fact is that Jesse Marsch has had the easier run on paper as well.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
So we shall see. James says 3-0 Liverpool. Yeah, I think it could be that. Big up Douglas and Carl. 3-1 Liverpool. 3-1 Liverpool. You're giving Leeds a goal. I wonder who. We need to also remember that Rodrigo's best moment in a Leeds shirt was giving away a penalty in a 4-3 win for Salah's hat trick. I do like to remind you of that one.
And it's fine. I can accept that. So,
but no, it should be a very intriguing game. I mean, obviously, I will obviously ask you this before we do end. The World Cup, considering that we are now almost 3 weeks away from the World Cup, do you think if you don't make a change after this game, do you think you may make a change during the World Cup?
I think so. But it depends what the ball will do. If you don't make a change, Jesse Marsch will just take majority of that squad away on a training camp for many weeks and to get themselves shit together. Because if not, I think there will be a new manager during the World Cup. I really do. I think this might wait to the World Cup, because you see Leicester will try to do that. We're looking at Leicester now, but they don't have to at the moment.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, Leeds could have got a buddy Unai Emery before he went to Villa. That would have been a better club with the project, but he's got a better project with Villa. It's just it's a question mark what we do, because we gave his contract to Jesse Marsch, and we're gonna have to pay out his contract. I'm just like, it's a lot of question marks going on what we do at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, just as well, because obviously Wolves are keeping faith with their interim manager Steve Davis. Obviously, Villa decided to get rid of Gerrard and get Unai Emery. Would a Lopetegui be a potential target for Leeds? Obviously, he is out of work at the moment, and I was very surprised he turned down Wolves.
I think he's too much. He's a defensive-minded coach, and I think that's going to be.
Okay.
And I do worry about that playing that borrowing football. It's the reason why he didn't go to Wolves. I don't know if Wolves will get him back next season, but I just couldn't see him going to Leeds. And then we all know the name is Sean Dyche. I'm like, I don't want to touch him. No disrespect, but I know even Chris Wilder, the way he treated us so in the past. So
Chris Wilder. Yeah, that could be very, very intriguing. Anyway, Brian says, I know it's a pain for fans, but Liverpool leads under the lights, reds and whites, pretty special. Yeah, they're always very good games between the sides. The World Cup is really a good time to do it. New manager gets a pre-season and a transfer window. That is a very, very good point. That is a very, very good point.
I hope it is. I will see what happens. If it is, we need to decide if we can persuade someone like Pochettino come in. It will be a big surprise. But if not, it probably would be a Rafa Benitez.
Oh, Christ. Look who's joined. Hello, Chris. Hello, Carl, and One Job Douglas. Yeah, I understand that. Not long now to the World Cup. My God, the weeks are going quiet. No, I'm just thinking, man. I was actually just thinking myself, I need to get some World Cup content coming out very soon, because obviously the Champions League is obviously over until February. So I think probably when obviously the Champions League isn't on, I'm going to try and get some World Cup content out. as well. But it's going to be extremely interesting, to say the very, very least. Sean Dyche won't go. He said on the Fozcast about a month ago he's happy spending family time. Well, there you go then.
Well, he didn't say that on Monday Night Football. He's this week. He did say he's ready to come back. So,
yeah, he looks a lot healthier as well. Sean Dyche.
He does. That surprised me as well. He looked a lot more healthier. So.
Nice to see Carl. Nice to see Carl's been freed and is back in the light again. # free the Leeds one. Yeah. We know what that's about.
Yeah, I know. It's working at the moment, but by the time my friend Kokona is coming back from Greece this week, coming back from Greece next weekend, there's going to be some new lights. So don't worry about that. I am getting rid of these faulty lights. I blame the electrician during the summer who came to do our electrician checkup, and he fucked up all the lights, which are our smart lights. So I'm going to have to get them all in place, every single one of them. And so I'm going to have to sort that out this weekend before she comes next weekend. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is pretty bad. Hello, Elevator. Thank you for tuning in, mate. You're going 2-1 Liverpool. Well, I've gone 5-0, mate. I'm very confident for this game. I was very confident for the Nottingham Forest game. So we need to obviously just wait and see. Obviously, just wait to see what happens in this game. But no, it should be interesting. Gary is still saying 10-0. I honestly, I just do not see it being 10-0. But you never know. Chris saying hello to James. Guys, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to Chris Forian's Leicester Till I Die TV, because I believe that he's very, very close now to 1.5k.
He is,
and there is nobody that deserves it more than Chris, because that guy is a fantastic YouTuber, and I don't care what anybody says. I know that you're following Leicester can be a bit of a, it can be a little bit, a little bit of a challenge at times, and obviously this season in particular. But no, he's a lovely guy and a lovely YouTuber as well. Very, very funny as well, and obviously check out his radio station as well. It was a privilege to actually be on his radio station the other night, and obviously he had you a couple of weeks ago as well.
Not yet. He had me on his preview, but not on the radio yet. That's still going to be sorted out at some point. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that, as I usually do with him. So
despite a usual Leeds 93rd minute goal, Liverpool to win. I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. No problem. I had to say it, mate. I had to say it. And Barrow on tour. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Who had Barrow got this weekend? I have to say I've been kind of looking a little bit at League Two, but I've not actually been keeping like an eye on it, obviously scores on it. Anyway, by the way, guys, just to let you know, there will be a live watch along of this game tomorrow. At 7:15, I'm starting the coverage at. So there'll be obviously 30 minutes of coverage, and then obviously we'll watch it. It's on Sky, I think, as well.
It is, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be out to a Halloween thing tomorrow night. Halloween party tomorrow night. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I'm going to be watching the game or be bothered. I really don't. I really don't know, because I've not got no Halloween costume as of yet. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. We always seem to predict high scores for Liverpool, and then surprises happen. Yeah, I know, definitely. Nobody deserves more than Chris. And if you love your dad jokes, you defo don't want to miss it. No, definitely not. Cheers, true. Yeah, absolutely. Crew at home. Ooh, crew at home. Interesting. I would maybe fancy Barrow at home, actually. Chris is the king of dad jokes. Yeah, absolutely. I reckon Darwin Núñez will score a brace, one before halftime, make it 1-0, and then one in the 88th minute to win the match. Wow. I really hope it's not one of these games where it's just basically a very, very narrow win. I just want to have a game where we can basically just go crazy. And especially, Leeds away is not great as well. Funnily enough, actually, your away games this season, remind me, you lost 5-2 against Brentford, didn't you?
Yeah. I think the 2 players were sent off, and also March was sent off as well.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty mental. Keep hitting the likes and subscribe if you're new. Oh, Chris has asked, serious question, if Leeds lose, Karl, is that Jesse gone?
It depends what the board does, because we don't trust the board, but I think he will be gone tomorrow. I think he'll be gone, but I think the board will just wait till the World Cup and then get rid of him, because I think I think the rumors said they're going to give him till the game against Spurs as well, and then he's probably gone. So I really don't know. I really don't. I've lost interest in it. I wouldn't be surprised when I speak to my dad either on Sunday saying, "Well, Dad, who do you think is going to be the next manager now?" That's going to be that conversation that he's going to have, because we did have a conversation about Leeds. And the weird thing is, the dad says, "Karl, there's no such thing as system in football." There is when if you're looking for Man City, they have a system how to play. We don't have a system. That's what Jesse Marsch is trying to do. So there is like a system. And Dad's like, "Dad, Karl, all you need to do is kick the ball up and down. That's all they need to do. And it's do what they need to do." I'm like, yeah, it's not as I said to him, it's not simple as that. It's not changed. And he laughed it off so much. And I said, Dad, I'm serious. There's not all managers have like a system how to play the game, how to play football when the games. We don't have that. And he said to me all the time, the little system. He said that, people look at the system, the system than playing, kicking the ball around each other so often. So I don't know.
Yeah, it could be very interesting. I'm saying Barrow 2-1, says Barrow on Turbo. Good luck tomorrow as well. Spurs could still get knocked out of the UEFA Champions League, and Madrid could finish second. That Spurs group, by the way, OMG. Spurs 8, Sporting and Frankfurt on 7, and Marseille on 6. Ouch. Ouch. Not easy. Not an easy one to do. How's the atmosphere at Elland Road, asked Brian?
Really the best. I think when you're as a away fan going into Elland Road, you're gonna get a lot of stick. It's very hostile, especially when all these fans around the four corners are very intimidated. Especially when it comes to the visit teams, we're very on the there's a lot of really huge support atmosphere when the Leeds fans are trying to get the team going. But when you're an away fan, it's a hostile environment, especially. You'll be like about 2,000-3,000. You got like 36,000 around, of about 36,000+ around you. It's very hostile. So it is one of the best grounds really to go to on a way day at Elland Road. It really is. I'd be surprised. You get there, enjoy the atmosphere. Get with the banter, then all verbal abuse comes out from the first before and even after the game. So really is hostile atmosphere.
Absolutely. Luke says Ted Lasso in, and then Elevator's got Thogdad in. Interesting. I did predict Leeds to finish 20th, but then I did predict Liverpool to finish 3rd. That could still, both of these things could still happen. Obviously for Karl's sake, hopefully not Leeds finishing 20th.
No. There's a worse team that might finish below. Will finish below us. I said at the moment, I don't know. It's not worse team. I still think Bournemouth and Fulham will be joining us. We'll see about that towards the end of the season. So
I wouldn't say Fulham at the way they're going at the moment.
No, I know. I think Fulham will stay up. I think they have a better squad than they did the last couple of seasons. I have a fear about them now. If Dan James scores the winner last season to keep Fulham up, then I think he will join the club. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds just cheat. Roof handball goal over the line should be ruled out. What?
Where was this? Look, where was this? Tell me, because it's probably been a while. Because Roof is not even. Roof is in Glasgow at the moment. So listen, I think I know what it means, and I think it may have been either. There was that controversy at some point, I think, with Roof. I want to know. I want to know.
Roof.
I want to know. Please, Luke, tell me.
Who's
Yeah,
over
I think I know. I think I know what he's talking about. I think I do know what he's talking about. We did get away with a handball, which I could care less about. I was happy we got what we got. So yeah.
Oh, 27th of October 2018. Wow.
That's the one.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
A controversial 82nd minute goal from Kemar Roof was enough to earn Leeds a 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest at Elland Road. Wow.
Yep, that's the one.
Wow. I forgot you guys said Kemar Roof.
I knew he was talking about something. I thought it has something to do with this Forest game because we did play for, and I think that's what I remember there was controversial a few years ago because I kind of vaguely remember it now. But yeah.
Oh, that's mental. That I forgot you guys had Roof. Jesus, wow. That just goes to show that. Wow.
That's why we dirty Leeds. That's why we dirty Leeds for a reason.
That sounds fun. Genuinely, you need some edge to the atmosphere, in my opinion. A few years ago, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Leeds are poor, but we always make it hard for ourselves. As we do, Olivier, as we do indeed. But Karl, thank you very much for coming on. I really do appreciate you coming on and doing a live match preview as well. Obviously I know where I can find you, but tell the people where they can find you.
No, thank you, Douglas, for as usual for letting me do this live match review with you. You guys can find me on my personal account at Karl Levy 92 on Twitter. For myself and Doug. Technically, I'm on hold at the moment with our content together, but you can still follow us at the LH Football Pod on Twitter. You can find us on via the Facebook with the Total Levy and Hall Football podcast, as well as on YouTube and also on podcast services such as Google and Apple as well. So, and other podcast services, you can find me, myself, and Doug on there.
Absolutely, indeed. No, thank you very, very much. And guys, if you can get rid of that bot, thank you very much. I won't say anything else. Mods, if you can deal with that, we shall see. But the clocks go back this weekend, folks. So can Leeds put the clocks back by getting a famous win at Anfield, or will Liverpool put Jesse Marsch towards a hidden grave? We shall wait and see. And obviously that's a Halloween reference, because obviously it's Halloween on Monday. So wherever you are, have a fantastic weekend. I'm pretty sure you will all enjoy this game. Enjoy the football as well. Enjoy Halloween. Whatever you guys you are doing, please stay safe. And don't try anything stupid. Anyway, Richard Hutchinson is in Liverpool, Leeds United. Yep, Anfield will be rocking, and a great stream. Thank you, Ravi. I appreciate that as well. But thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, guys. Get the likes up. We're getting very, very close to 2.2k. So if we can get there before Christmas, that'd be fantastic. But we shall find out what happens tomorrow. Obviously, remember, I am live tomorrow for the live watch along for the game tomorrow. Looking forward to the game. I will have a special guest, and I think you can guess who it is, Mr. Chris Forian, of course, because I'm obviously on his channel watching Leicester against Manchester City. Come on, you foxes. Until then, it's goodbye from the both of us, and we'll speak to you very soon.